Hello everybody. As you can see what happened here, we have a bad alternator. So last couple days, actually last week, I noticed that there's a burning smell from my car and a warning noise coming from this side of the engine, and the smell start picking up right after 30 seconds you start the car. So especially coming from this area, and I don't know what is the cause, and then a little bit of Google and then found out that it might be the alternator. And then yesterday I went out and tried to turn on the car again, and the alternator, actually the battery went kaput, nothing worked. So, and I put a meter on it, I tested, and it seemed like it does not holding the charge and can start up the car. So I know that is the alternator been not functioning correctly so far. But anyway, I went and ordered a replacement for the alternator, and Google a little bit how to remove and from this Acura RL 2008, and people was saying, move it from take it to this side and then take it up from there. I try a little bit. Seemed like this bumped to a lot of places, so I stopped there, and then I went to a different route. Somebody tried that. Seemed like they didn't success because they can't remove the module here, which is right here, and I was able to remove it. But I mean, I can tell you ahead, do not try this if you do not have a small hand, and do not try this if you don't have the proper tool or limited tool. I would say this is pretty hard for me. I don't know. I'm not a mechanic, and I'm just a regular DIY guy and just like to do stuff. But it does get tough if you don't have the right tool and small hand to get into tight place. Then good luck. Anyway, so you gotta remove this two screw. I think it's 10 mil, and then remove this module right here, which is going inside here, and then this two connector into that module, the power. Pretty tough to remove it as well. And then those are the easy part, right? The hard part is whatever connect to this fan right here, you have to disconnect it, and it doesn't seem much, but it's freaking hard to remove it. Is at the bottom. So there's a screw on this side. If you run it down all the way down, there's one screw. I'll show you at the bottom later. There's one screw right here in the middle at the bottom as well, holding the housing together. There is a power line right there, which is, you see it right there, drop on the ground, is kind of anchored to this bracket as well. I have a hard time to removing it. And also there's a power cord, that power cord running up to here and connecting to this side. You gotta disconnect that as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, at first I thought simple. I have the car on the ground, you can do it, and then struggling, I have to raise the car, lower the cover. If I have done that, I think it will be faster. I would recommend raise up the car a little bit, and then remove the splash cover, and then work from a little bit from the bottom and then a little bit from the top. I would suggest working from the remove those two, the splash cover, and then work from the bottom first, and then go up and then remove this portion of the setup. I think that could be done within an hour, and it took me a while to just the part of just being lazy. Lazy is not a good thing, man. Come on. Anyway, let me show you at the bottom. Up here you gotta reroute the coolant water to this side, and then disconnect. This is pretty simple. I think it's either a 10 mil or a 12. And there's also a bracket to here holding the alternator, and then you just wiggle a little bit, it will come off the slot in there. So I already have it removed and stay on one side. But anyway, let me show you the bottom, what you need to do. So the bottom, there's a wiring connect to that fan, and then this is the little anchor that I think maybe the ground. This is the anchor going to the fan. You're gonna remove that, and this is the pain in the butt right here. This little clip that slides to the fan, so it can hold the cable. I was gonna cut it off. I was pissed off. Just attempting to do it, but then I finally got it off. But look at how much force I put in here. It's all, you know, bent, and sorry about this. Yeah, look at that. Anyway, that is going to right here. So this thing is connecting to that slot right there. That's what I don't want to push it in. Right there, and holding it, and then the cable route to this side, which where is connecting to this little connector. I think it's from the what was that? I don't know. I don't know what's that, where it's coming from, but anyway, it's connecting to here. And then there's one screw right here. Sorry. If you follow this hose right here, the screw should be somewhere right here. You see that? There's a hole right here. You're gonna remove that. So it's much simpler if you remove the dash, the flash cover. I did not do that at first, and then it was a pain. I'm trying to go through the little opening hole on the flash cover, and it was a pain. So remove it. The flash cover will give you a lot of access. So one screw there, and also one screw here, and also another screw somewhere here. Let me see where it is. Oh, right here. Sorry, just right here. So that another screw. So 3 screw, one here, one in the middle, a little bit up the middle, holding this cable, and then one to this side. So once you remove all that, you gotta remove the top portion where the module, and then basically you can just take it up. Take the whole fan up, and once you take it up, then sorry. Here's the satisfying part. Once you remove the cable for the module, and then put the module to the side, and there's 3 screws to it, 1, 2, 3, holding the module. Very small screw. Just be gentle so you don't break it. And then once you get it off, woohoo! You gotta hold it and then slide it up. Voila! 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 Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Look at that! Give you so much room. So much room. You can fit a horse in here, man. Come on, I'm telling you. Ugh. All this work just for that fan. Come on. I hope I'm not breaking anything. I think yeah, this connector is right here, and then that connector coming to connect in there. I hope I didn't break or screw up the connection. I think I snapped one of this little clip right here while trying to remove this module, but it's okay. It's just a little clip I can slide back in. But anyway, our focus is this guy. So it's gonna come out, and I'm gonna get the replacement one. I order a remanufacturer from the manufacturer, the same type of the Acura using. So I try to get it from the dealer, and then dealer was like, the price is up on the sky, and then it's still a remanufacturer one. So why not get it from somewhere else, right? So let me take this out. I mean, it's pretty much like that. Look at how much room. You get plenty of room. So see, I can just slide up and down all day long. Oh yeah. All right, coming out to the ground right there. And then look at that. I love it. So that's gonna go back to here. So yeah, let me go grab the where's my alternator? Right here. Right there. Sitting here waiting for me. Okay. Yeah, I gotta show you all the tool I use to go through. Look at that. Look at all that. And you know what helped? A little flashlight that can get you and look at the detail of what you need to remove, and look at this can flex, and you can press the little LED, and I can extend it as long as I want, and then it's flexible at the end, so very helpful. And then you need a little half is the mirror. It does help a lot. You can see where you looking at, and what screw and what side, or what are you dealing with is really helpful. You need it. All this small tool, very helpful. And here's my little screwdriver. Yeah, this one. Look at that, how old it is, and it's very helpful. You need something this small. Of course, wrench, and then socket that you need. But yeah, these is a little thing that I don't know if you normally buy it if you're not a mechanic, but it's just one of those tools that I found when I travel, and I just grab it. You know, I think it's useful, but that's one of the reasons I tried the. Sorry, I gotta move my camera. But this is one of the reasons that I go for the extreme way, because I want to test on my tool and what if I have is doable or not. So yeah, I bust out on my tool. It's okay. Let me go back and grab the alternator in the box. Camera movement. Oh shoot! I didn't hit my card, did I? All right. Here's the second one from the box. I ordered on Amazon. The first order came in 2 days, pretty fast, and then the first order came in, this thing broke. I was like, the heck? So I got the replacement in 2 days, so that's what I like about it. So let me check the connection, if it's the same. Okay, that is looking sideways with a couple pin. Where's my thing? Sideways with couple pin. Okay, that looks good. 4 pin. 4 pin. All right. So that's look like it. I can try to match the side. Bring it over. Okay. Voila. Looks similar. Yep. So let me see. This is Honda. Okay. And this doesn't have a Honda, but the same brand. Right. So should be okay to put it in. I will need my 2 hands to put it in. So let me put it in, and then I'll get back to you guys to see how it's placed it in. But you guys can see it. The hard part has been I went through, and hopefully this will help from some of you. I mean, if you can go this route, great. I would suggest to load that flash guard. It save you a lot of time, I would say. I should have done. I'm not just being lazy. Raise your car up a little bit. Should be okay. All right, let me get back to you. Okay, I have an update for you guys. Initially, I thought it was easy to slide in, but the existing slot, there's a little slot like this where you're coming in from the alternator. Let me show you the old one. So this part right here will line up with another part like this, and there's a little groove. I think the little pin where the screw going through is a little bit to the is located a little bit to the right hand side. So you gotta basically push the little pin to the left a little bit so it can fit, the new alternator can fit in. So I was pondering what I need to do to get that, because you only have this much room left, right? And then get anything in there is kind of tough. I don't want to use this pry bar, it will damage that little pin. I mean, even though it looked tough, but I don't want to use it. So I went and get a extension and then a little hammer, and what I do is I slide this in. Just imagine this is the side that I want to push the pin to this side, right? So I just slide next to it, and then using this round at the bottom, the round tip at the bottom, so it's not sharp or anything, so I can just lightly tap this hammer to the side of this extension bar, and I'm just keep tapping, you know, move around a little bit. And sorry to focus. So move it around a little bit, you know, rotating, and then go to the edge, whatnot. So go around while tapping it, just enough, you know, a little bit, create a little bit gap in between for the new alternator to slide in. So I did that for like 20-30 tap, and then look at the pin, see if it actually move or not. To me it does move a little bit, so I gave another 10-15 tap, and then slide in the new alternator. At first is a little bit stiffy at the beginning when you insert it, but once you got it in, that initial part, it will slide down very easy. You can feel it, and without doing that, no matter how hard I try and push it in, it will not go in. So that's something to be aware of, so you guys can try that. Whatever method you come up, it's whatever best fit you. So I mean, that seems to work for me. So that a little bit tricky. So I'm gonna tie it down, connect the wire in. This wire go down to here, right here, and then this wire, you know, this maybe the ground, will connect into here, and then the bracket will be right here, connecting to this little groove right here to have a hole. So yeah, and then reroute the belt, put back the power steering fluid, yes, and then put back all this. Hopefully it's not too painful, but hopefully my car will start and working fine. Yeah, I like this car. So let's see what I'm gonna do next. I think I'm gonna put back the alternator, put everything in except this cable. I'm gonna tie it down, bolt it down, and then reroute the 17 belt, and then I will update you guys. Hopefully I can go through what's the process I'm doing. So I don't have well, I have a camera that I can put it up, but I'm lazy. I'm just gonna go point. It's not too many location that you need to know. So this and this, and then, you know, back the belt, and then put this at the top later. So I'll film it once I get it in. But the hard part is I show you guys. That's the little thing, and then remove all this. When I put it back, I'll show you guys. All right. All right. Getting back, I just slide in the screw, and the way to make it easy is while you holding one hand, insert the screw into the slot, the other hand using the right hand side hand, right hands, and lift up the alternator so you know it can line up properly, so you can slide the screw in all the way. And then you're using a 14 millimeter, I think. Yeah, it's a 14. Focus, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, a 14, and then you just insert it. A deep socket will be better because it's deep in there, and then just screw it by hand. And then once you finish with hand, you can using a wrench to, I have a 3/8, and just tie it up. Once you tighten that, there's another screw right here into the chassis, and then another side you screw into this side, so that will conclude the alternator. I think they only have 2 screws, I think, but let me finish that, and then I'll put this on, you guys see. Right, so here's another tip that I see. When you tighten down the bottom bolt, do not tight all the way, just snug enough that you can still moving the alternator back and forth, and then go ahead and put in the bracket along with the screw inside to the chassis, and then you can just tight not too hard but all the way in, but you can still move that bracket a little bit. And then go ahead and lift up the alternator, and then slide the screw, the long screw that go into the alternator, bypass the bracket, and gonna poke into this side. Well, I don't know if it's gonna go poke through it, but that's where the screw is gonna tie into. So the reason is, do not tight the screw at the bottom, because you want to be able to lift up and down to adjust the right level where you want to be, so the bracket can be mounted, and also the screw can be sliding through it and then tighten down. So I'm gonna type by hand, and then when I cannot do any longer, then I'm gonna use the wrench to finish it off. And then once I finish here, I'm gonna tie it up here, tie it up here. I don't know what the spec, the pound, whatever. I'm just gonna tight to snug and not to over tight it. So I'm gonna do that too. Okay, I'll get back once I finish hook up the fan. So I'll show you where the screw and fan later. Okay, bye. Everything tightened up. This thing will go to the top. This cable hose right here is kind of wore up. Maybe I'll get the new. No, I was thinking to wrap around with the electrical tape, but I don't think it's meant for it. So I'll find out. Do some Google, see if I can wrap around with some high heat resistant tape or something. Anyway, this bracket come here, and then this will go to this right here on the side, and then this will go on top with the ground cable. You gotta put a screw onto it and then tighten down. Cover this over to make sure no water getting in. And then this part is the positive, the power, and this is the neutral. And then I already got the belt put back. You need the tool, 17 belt removal tool, or if you have the right socket side, you can use it. You just need a longer extension coming up to here and flex it. So next part is to put back the fan and rehook up the I don't know what's this thing, maybe the ECU or some sort of heat sink with a little module, something right here. It's gonna go right here. Okay, so let me get to the ground, and let me slide in the fan and get to the ground, and then reconnecting the cable right there, this cable to that cable, and then anchor in the cable, put the screw back, the 3 screw back in, going back up here, slide this module, flex this module back into the slot, this groove right here, install the 3 screw, boom boom boom, and then put this power back. There should be 2 of them. The other one must be from the other fan. There's one here for this fan and one for this fan. So maybe this is a control unit for the fan, one to kick in. Yeah, that's right. Alright, let me slide in and then I'll get back. Sorry for the shakiness of the camera. I'll try to be steady. There's one tool that I forgot to mention that's very helpful, and you're gonna need to have it, is to remove this little screw right here, one here, one in the bottom between this 2 socket right here, same screw style, but just right below here, in the middle of, you see where my finger pointing in? It's right there, straight in. So you see how much room that you have right here. Very tight unless you have a small screwdriver, but I have this little tool that I purchased while I was on vacation in Japan, and went to the mechanical shop, tool shops kind of like, and then I got this tool. I like it a lot. So is I don't know if the brand can't focus here, but it's not just this tool. It's coming in a box. Let me show you. So this is the tool set. So this is one of the extension. This is part of it, and then this is part of it. So you see this whole combination that they have here. So this is like a little wrench, you know, that you can tie it into a small spot, and you can really fit both. I mean, you slide the bit into here, and what neat about it is you can extend it if you need to. Sorry about the focus here. So you can slide into here, give you a longer handlebar, just like a wrench, right? Or you can just slide this thing in here and then, you know, make yourself an extension, right? So it's kind of unique tool, and I think you can actually slide this back to the middle so you can get a good grip that you can tie something if you're gonna insert a bit on this side. So it's like multi-tool kind of stuff. So I really like it. The reason I bought it because, you know, it comes with all this tiny little bit that I might have a use sometime, you know. But so far I see this useful for my job right now. And then the time I purchased this thing was free. This wrenches is free. So it's a combination of both. So it's Dean, I guess. And I guess I removed the price. I don't remember how much was it, but it's not too bad. But the sweet thing is they give you this tool and this tool alone. I think there's a tag is still on it. Where is it? Sorry. Come on. Close to 5,000 yen. So I think that's close to like $40–50 around there. Yeah, just this thing alone. Crazy. Wow, I didn't know. But yeah, it was free when you buying this, so it was a good deal. So I grabbed it. I like it so far. So yeah, this is one of the reasons that I went the extreme route and then try out my tool and remove that fan. But it definitely helped when you have to go into this little slot and then removing this, because I try to put the regular screwdriver in, it doesn't have enough clearance, you know. And even with this, I can't even use this wrench. I have, well, I can, but not too much. I just have to remove the piece out and then screw it in with my finger once I loose it up. So you see this module is halfway in. I just connect this to power in and then retight the screw, then it should be good. Then I already set in this 2 screw, so it gives you a holding point. And then I'm gonna go to the bottom and then fasten in all the screw at the bottom. Okay guys, it's an update. So I slide in the fan, reconnecting, went down and reconnecting all the cable, and holy smoky, what, 5 minutes? One bolt right here, this one right here. So this cable, anchor and ground, I guess. And then slide in the connection for the fan up here, and then latch it into this, connect into the latch right here. Oh man, so much faster. Well, I guess reconnecting is much always easier, but I would recommend going this route. Remove the guard so you have a lot of room to work with, and then do it from here. Oh my god, so easy. Because I was removing this up from above. Actually no, with the splash guard on, and it's so tight. And without it, oh my gosh, take what, 5 minutes to put all this screw on. So I guess, you know, double that. So it will take you double the amount of time to remove it then, which is what, 10 minutes to remove all 3 screws right here. And then take this anchor off, and then disconnect this cable. Sorry, disconnect this cable right here. So what I did is, when I try to disconnect this from above and also from the below, why it's attached into here is very tough. So I got a little grease that I have right here on the grease. Was it on that mobile one? Yeah, the grease. I have some extra, so I just put a little bit into the inside the one of the, what you call this, the 2 connector, and the one that facing inside, so make it more smooth on the surface when you reconnecting and disconnecting. It's very light layer, and don't touch any don't touch any electrical stuff, but just plastic housing part, and it does make us very smooth to disconnect. So yeah, it's very fast. So I'm just gonna bulk it in. I'm not gonna even tighten it. I'm gonna try to start the car first to test out, make sure everything is good, and then before I tighten up everything and put the guard on. But yeah, it's very easy. Here I gotta reconnect the cable upstairs, up from the top, and then start the car and test it. Okay, I'll let you know what the result. Voila, I got everything hooked up. Jumped the car, has run out of battery, and now my charging level is in the right range, to be between 13.8 to 14.2. So the reading is good. Everything running good over here. I guess I didn't break anything. Alternators, and just charging the battery. I'm gonna let it run for 10 minutes and then shut it down, and then see if I can restart the car. I got some coat that they throw on the car, so I gotta clear it out and then rerun the scanner to see if I have any error. But hopefully this is to fix my issue. But definitely the smell is go away, and there's no more grounding sound. I wish I filmed it at the beginning, but I didn't want to burn and damage any other part. So that's the reason why I didn't want to film the initial stage. But hopefully this will give you guys a sense of instruction how to remove the alternator Basically, just go through all that process. But yeah, it's not that bad. You can do it yourself. Save you, close to 1,000 if you bring it to a dealer. So yep, have fun and enjoy. Stay safe and doing some work for yourself. Hey man, not bad.